Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Uh, Today, I'm with Percival and with Robert, and we're gonna explore about Kira IDE, and we're gonna build a little bit of projects with Kira IDE. We're gonna build a game, and also we're gonna interact with the private smart contracts from Cody blockchain using web search engine. But will be fun, and we can also create a game directly provided by Kiro ID. So I don't know if you wanted to say any words, guys, before we start.
Let's jump on the code.
Yep, I've zero experience with Kiro, just I'm very curious to see what you can do with it.
All right, cool. So I also add this link in the description of the video so you can explore it and you can check all the info on the full source code that we're gonna provide today. So to let's start, what is Kiro? Kiro is basically an agentic IDE, right? An IDE is an editor of code that you can write any code, and you can also has usually a terminal that you can compile, and you can write any command uh, to interact with your code for any language you have, right? The most famous IDE is VS Code. Before the vibe coding season, all developer worked with VS Code, and you can it's like any ITE, and it's normal, but it has not obviously AI, and that's it. That's the most famous ITE at the moment. What happened when AI comes, and everyone is trying to build things and build code with AI. Well, it burns obviously Cursor. As you know, Cursor is like this famous AI code editor, and that has integrated AI agents, and you can also write, and you can also fix bugs, and you can do everything with AI with this editor, and that's cool. But then um, Kiro burns. All right. If I don't remember, if I remember, it comes from directly from Amazon Web Services, and it's cool because you will see some features that are very interesting, and I will teach you today. And it has no pricing. If we go to the pricing section, it's basically free. All right. Yeah, there's a period, or will be a time that will be free for a moment, and then probably will cost. All right. And you
So
can
it's
also check. Yeah.
so it's
Sorry,
beta,
Robert.
but this is what they would
Yeah.
as okay.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. You can check also all the documentation from Kira, and for free is actually at the moment, but probably will cost later. And also you can check like the resources, the blog, whatever, and you can also check the next about Kira. And there are a lot of interesting things that you can do with this. But that's basically what it is with Kira. And okay, you can also download like the IDE going directly with their site, and I think it's right. Oops. Right here, you can look for, and you can download the IDE to your desktop, and there you go. So Kiro has a four main features, but we will see later step by step. So the first thing is that you need to know is that obviously, as any prompt, you need to have your idea and describe your idea detailed. All right. So let's see. in the code you need to create an architecture diagram describing the proposed solution, and Kiro can read and can describe that image for you, that you can, I don't know, if you want to create like a diagram with your with any tool of drawing, or that like yeah, this kind of draw, like as you can see right here, and Kiro will solve for you. And that's it. You can also describe the implementation to Kiro, and Kiro will start to create your project. All right, so the steps are basically open space in Kiro, describe the idea, and follow the workflow. All right, the workflow is the requirements, that is basically your detailed implementation idea. The second one is the design, and the third one is the implementation. But this is split in three files. The requirements, the design, and task. This .md is like the format of the file. So let's explore it with Kira, and let's check it. How is it going? So I'm gonna check. Oops. I'm gonna check. Oops. I'm gonna go here, and I will open a project. It will be whatever. I will say Kiro Devil Game. And right here we go to the top, to the top left will be like an icon of Kira, this little ghost. And we have these four main features. So the first one is specs, the second one is agent hooks, the third one is agent steering, and the last one is MCP servers. And also, what we were talking about is how to write the detailed implementation here, and Kiro can start with our idea. So we're gonna open the specs, and we're gonna say, I don't know, we're gonna take whatever prompt that check the game, because I cloned this game, and fix any bug you find. So basically, it's like a basic prompt, this spec, but obviously spec is like the short word of the specification. So you need to write any specification for any feature or any little change you want to do with your own project. So that's basically the specs. We're gonna go deeper later in this feature, but also let's explore a little bit of the structure of this IDE. So the second icon we have here, this is like the explorer that you can explore all your code. It's basically as VS Code. We also have the search, that you can search any word in your code, or any function or variable or whatever you want. And also we have the source code, that is basically the Git management of your code. If you added the changes, or if you are staging these changes, or whatever you are doing with Git. Also, you can run and debug. This is basically for, as you can see, like you can debug a terminal for JavaScript, or for any language, or it's just like basically this feature. And the last one, we have the extensions. Obviously, the extensions are like the third, like a plugin, or like external functions or external features provided by the community. So we can check like any extension here, like for I don't know, probably Solidity, right? And we can find some extensions here for this language, and we can see a little bit of the info here. And that's it. That's basically, but the most interesting thing that Kiro has, and that is different to other IDE, is basically this feature, this main function feature, that is Kiro. So also in the right, we have this chat, and we can see all the description of anything we are doing there.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
Rafa, is a spec something similar to plans? Because plans really help to to have a vibe code session with steps that can be completed one by one, which is more accurate. Is that the same thing here?
It's like the same thing, uh, but yeah, it's like the same thing. Just they call it as specs, but that's it. It's like only like an input for your prom, and that's it. There is not more specification about that. But yeah, exactly. And if we write in the if we write in the rise section, like right here, as you can see, there is an input, and it's basically the same as the specs. All right, so we can go here and start to write, but there is there is a different thing, first of all, and all the builders, that Kiro, um, with specs and agent steering, Kiro is basically reading all the code, and is studying all the code just to learn what architecture has, what pattern design has, what languages has, how also the documentation just to run the project or whatever. So if we can see, this Kiro is actually working with tasks, that also will deeper about task, but it's basically start to learning all the code, and also just to learn all the context. This thing has not like cursor. Even if you ask for to cursor, obviously it will do that, but not by default. All right. So that's interesting thing with Kiro, and also explains a little bit how to run the project and all that stuff. So, as we can see, basically, you provide the idea. You can open the spec session in chat, and it will provide you this path that we will go, that provide you three files. All right, let's explore those files, and that's it. There we go. We have these no, sorry, this is not one. Is is right. Let me look for, because we should get those.
And it separates
Oh.
those three because they require different prompting types, or just to keep
Sorry.
an overview. Why that setup? Why the split?
Sorry, say it again. We display what?
Why does it split it into those?
Oh, okay, yeah,
Workflows?
got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, the first one, these three files are basically three steps. The first step is the requirements. That is like the basic description of your area. Like, hey, I need a front end project with Next.js version 15 with Tailwind, CSS, that you can connect your wallet with MetaMask and whatever. All the description with that should go in this file. Then the second file, that is the second step, is the design. Well, I want this architecture, I want these features, I want that my front end has the security and has their abilities. Just check the API calls with limits or whatever. And this is the second step, that you should describe the design. And the third one, that is the task, is that you need to split all the final functions you want to add, or you want to attach to the project. That is basically like, hey, I want to check or test the project with Jest or with any test tool. And the second task will be like something like, hey, please deploy it to Versal. The third one is like the build, or you can split it like the task once you finish, obviously, these last other two documents. But good question. So okay, let's check a little bit the workflow. The workflow follows a logical sequence with decisions points between phases to ensure each step is completed before moving on. So as I said, the first one is the requirements. We can check here this draw. Then you can start the spec. Then we'll provide you like the requirements file. If you are agree with that, we'll create like the design file. And if you are agree with that design file, you will implement in task. All right, split it in task. If we go here, I actually I wanna delete this project and let's start since scratch with other one. Um, so let me cancel everything here, and I wanna create a project, a basic Next.js project in my desktop, and I wanna say next create next app, and I'm gonna call tutorial Kiro. Yeah. Just to check these steps. Basically, I'm creating like a front-end project. So easy. And I'm gonna open a new window with Kiro. So we're gonna start with this just to check the workflow, but you can also check with any code you have. And it's so easy. This has not a lot of limitations with this. Okay, there we go. It's in desktop. I'm gonna open my project that is right here. Okay, so we have our project right here, and we go with Kiro, and I'm gonna create a spec, and I'm gonna say create a front end for my bedside. Right, I'm gonna create a bedside, a bed app. And there we go. We are starting with, or actually Kira is starting with the requirements. And as you can see, this is the specs. And we can see the workflow right here that is starting with the requirements. And let's check step by step. First, add the introduction, and then says, this feature involves creating a comprehensive front-end for a betting site that allows users to browse betting markets, place bets, manage their account, and track their betting history. The front-end will provide an intuitive and engaging user experience for sports betting enthusiasts. I didn't even add like for sports, or I didn't even add any details of that. I only say like a bet site, and Kiro is just is adding more features or more stuff about my topic. So we can see also the requirements is ordering in as you can see right here. Like the first requirement is basically user story and also acceptance criteria. Here is very important thing. All the time is using this keyword that is when, right, in capital letter. This is really helpful for Kiro, these kind of keywords. We're gonna find them with the capital letters as this one, as this one that is when, then, and then show. Also, if these keywords we can find in Kiro documentation and will be really helpful if you want to write from scratch with the Kiro assistant your own requirements file. And this is a curious thing because all the documents, all the file with requirements and design and task list file all the time use these keywords just to get a comprehensive and a better understanding about your product and about your project. Okay, so as we can see, the first assistant criteria is when a user visits the home page, then the system should display a list of available sports categories. So it's describing how the front end side should act when a user visits that site. and that's really cool, and that's really helpful for Kiro, and for actually not only for Kiro, for any AI assistant or any AI for code like Cloud, like ChatGPT, like V0 or whatever, because you're describing the action and you're describing a specific feature and a specific thing that how your code should add into the project. All right, and that's basically the first requirement. The second requirement is user this list that says when a user clicks on betting odds, then the system shall add the selection of their bet split sleep. Then, when a user enters a stake amount, then the system shall calculate and display the punishing payout and all that kind of actions. Also, we can see the third requirement, and we can keep continuing. We can go deep in these requirements. All right. So, yeah,
I think that's an improvement, right, Rafa? Because on the other, if you ask the same thing for cursor, for instance, it will start to create those rules without even telling you that that it's doing so. So it really separates what are the requirements from the code it's implementing, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think Kiro team has an idea about how to split like your vibe coding projects, because we when we write in a prompt in Cursor V0, for example, we're not seeing anything as you say. We are only waiting the retrieve or the result, right? But we are not seeing how is split and how is the process and how is the workflow. And here describe everything is so fine. Um, so once we finish the requirements and we check that everything is okay and everything is like we want it, also even you can also edit, and you can also add more stuff. As you can see, it's basically a file. But if we go to the project, we're gonna find this path that says .kiro slash spec slash bedside frontend, and it's starting, and also added my file right here that says requirement empty and then design, but it's not completed because I didn't say anything to, and I didn't ordering nothing to Kira, but says something like, hey, I'll have you to create a spec for your bedside, and if it's what good, we can move on the design file. So I'm gonna say that yes, I'm gonna want to go to the design phase. Let's see that it's working and it's starting. We can see that it's reading the file, the package JSON is actually reading everything of the file. And also the design thing is also has the context of the requirements. So let's wait. We can see the workflow here. And then wait Kiro. Also, we can see, I think, who is adding right here. There we go.
So I noticed you could give it some, you could feed it some documentation initially as a context. Was that any different from what you could do with Cursor or Windsor to feed it?
Probably, I will say that yes, because basically an AI agent is waiting for context and info, and this is like a Kiro provide like interface for all the prompt engineering best practices. Why? Because if we create this file in Cursor and we tag to Cursor, hey, read first the requirements, then we add the design file and tell the Cursor, hey, then read the design file. And that's basically with, I will say that with any AI agent, you can do that. So basically, Kiro is just like, okay, I will provide you a UI for the best practices UI prompt engineering, and is doing the easier the the way that we can vibe code with an AI tool, but I will say that yeah, you can do the same thing with any AI agent, um, and that's cool. That's cool. So okay, we can check the design file. The design documents say the best site frontend will be built as a modern, responsive web application using Next.js 15 version, React 19, TypeScript, and Tailwind CSS, and it will provide a comprehensive betting experience with real-time updates, secure authentication. Look at that, and an intuitive user interface optimized for both desktop and mobile devices. That's so cool because he's actually saying that we will have a responsive uh, website. And also, the architecture follows a component-based approach with clear separation of concerns, utilizing Next.js app router. This is for the pages and for running a server-side rendering capabilities. The design emphasizes performance, accessibility, and user experience while maintaining scalability for future enhancements. That's so cool. This is basically the design document, and also we can see a little bit of the high level architecture right here. Um, let's see. Let me add an extension to check how this file could look like in GitHub. So I will add README extension just to or empty. Yeah, is this one? I think. No, README is okay.
How long has Kiro been out for?
Sorry. I didn't hear you.
How long has Kiro been out for? I thought it's still in beta.
To be what?
To be used.
How long it's been live?
Yeah.
To be in live, like Kiro.
Yeah, it's available for people who have AWS account. So if you don't have an AWS account and AWS developer profile, you're probably going to be on the wait list for a while.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
So
if
it's
you
only
have
for.
Yeah.
But that's a healthy list of extension they have there, even if it's not even live for everyone yet.
Officially introduced by AWS mid-July 2025. So that's, let's say, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't finalize the extension for README. So, but yeah, Calvin. So actually, if you go to the Cure site, you probably should join to the waitlist and also just to wait how to start with Kira. But yeah, basically is that it's really new. I think I found it like 3 weeks ago. It's in it, Robert, because I sent it to Robert and I said, hey, let's check about this great tool. But yeah, it's really new. Actually, it's not even other pricing yet because all the users and they want to all the users and all the builders test this tool and check and give a feedback for them. So I think that's why it's without pricing. But all right, anyway, we can see like this high level architecture is basically an Next.js frontend with API routes that we can call to any API, and also has an external betting API that I don't think that it will works because we don't have um, a backend that is waiting for a call directly from the front end or from the client. Also has authentication service, the payment gateway, a real-time WebSocket. Wow, so cool! This is for just to give a notify to the client in real time. Um, the payment and the checkout and the subscription to the payment workflow and all of that things, and also live data service right here. But let's check about a little bit of the technology stack. Is using Next.js, is using TypeScript, Tailwind. For state management is cool. uh, because GWT is directly from um, React framework, but it's not using like a third library or a third party library. And that's it. The same thing. Testing. This is interesting because it's adding jest. So cool. And also we can see how we'll organize our project in this folder structure. So we'll be for 5 main folders into source folder, and there's the structure. I think, oh wow, it's actually organizing well. So cool. And also it's adding the components and the UI. This is a good practice. If you have work or if you had worked with vZero or with ChatCN, vZero is basically using a framework called for interfaces or for styles, call it as ChatCN UI. And ChatCN UI tells you once you add it to your project, and it's adding everything in this little folder, called it as UI. So this little folder will save all the UI stuff and UI components. You can use it for buttons, for navbar, for sidebar, for footers, or for whatever you want to for your site. This is a good practice. So Kiro is actually provided with a really good context for code, just to learn the best practices and for front end, as I can see. And also we can see the components, has a layout, has a betting component, also has a user interface component and a utility, some key interfaces just to use those interfaces for a best practice when you try to retrieve and you try to get the info and how to use it in a best way, and also has some context. And also the data flow is so cool because it's describing how should the data go through the app, and also the error handling. This is cool because if we catch an error from the backend or from the directly from the front end, Next.js will provide like a default page for us. But if we create an error global handling for our app, we can create a component that will appear as like a custom page made for us, just to describe that there is an error in the server or whatever. Also the testing, so cool. E2E testing, integration testing, unit testing. Yeah, hell yeah. This is a senior engineer right here. So let's move on with the task list. All right, let's move on with the implementation. And there we go. Is this one? We'll start to create.
So these are tasks required to eventually fully develop and build the front end. And are these specifically tasks which it can solve by itself, or is that the gap? Is that the actual gamble?
Yeah, no, you will see. Like you can execute task by task, and also Kiro can do that for you. But also you can do that manually, one by one. So yeah, exactly. There we go. We have this task list document, and as I said, we can also start task by task. And I will select. I will start this first task, and we can see. Let's check it because I do not see how it's executed. Look, it's actually cute, but I don't know what it's waiting for. Okay. But say set up the project foundation with core types, create interfaces, user requirements. Okay.
I like that it shows the dependencies.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I should just accept right here, just to save the changes and just to accept the task, and we can accept all right here, and it's in progress as you can see. But yeah, there we go. This is starting. We can also accept the changes. Okay, I already done, and that's it. That's the third. That's the three files. We can see the changes right here. It's just trying to work. Okay, but remember, this is a Amazon Web Services is just starting to test Kiro, and all of us will provide some feedback to them about as a community of builders and developers, just to say if it works and or whatever. There we go. It's starting to write some types right here, also right here, some utils. Let's check it manually. So okay, that's cool. Okay, also some interfaces here. Nice, that we will use eventually use those interfaces through all the website, but that's cool. And there we go. There, let's check it if it's still. Oh, look. Um, so it's basically adding all these list um into one task, and as you can see, also has a lot of tasks that you can execute manually. But also you can see that right here in the prompt, like please execute all the tasks, and that's it. So that's how the specs future works with Kiro. And there you go. Let's explore the other thing. Oh, there we have an example here, but we already done. We already do the requirements. I added an example right here, but as you can see in live, you can do that by yourself. So easy. The design, so basically captures the system architecture, just the company interaction and implementation details, offering a clear structure overview for collaboration. And as you can see, this is the design file, and you should add the architecture, your data flow, your interfaces, your data models, your error handling, and the unit testing strategy. And you can add more things or more actions right here. And also about the task, as you see, is basically all the task list that you can execute manually with Kiro, and Kiro will work for you. And there you go. As you can see, this is the task. And all right, let's start to create a game. Kiro has a tutorial about how to create a game, but it's a little bit confusing because of Amazon Web Services. Why? Because everyone probably is new with the cloud or with Amazon Web Services, but I will teach you everything um, so easy. But okay, where do you find this? So you will find this with Kiro Doc. Okay, we're gonna go there, and we will go to the guides, and let's go to the Learnable plugin, and we will clone the code base that is right here. And this is the public repo from Kiro that you can check it and you can start to get to testing. We're gonna create this game that basically is already done, but the thing we're gonna do is just how to run with Kiro, how to solve some bugs right here, and all of that. So the thing I'm gonna do is I will open my terminal, and I will delete my spirit of Kiro as project right here, just to clone a new one. I will say please clone this project, and I will stop this because I don't want any execution right now. So I will close Kiro, and I will wait just to clone this one. So let's create our base code in Kiro. And let me check what else. Okay, so we're gonna explore the architecture before we start and before we launch, and also this app security overview. Okay, so let's start with the architecture. As you can see, we have the client, we have the server of the game, and also we have an ADM image service. Um, let's start checking a little bit the description. Is using Vue, that is another other framework. Vue is the game client is based in Vue with these features, and also the game service using WebSocket protocol for low latency bidirectional communication between client and server. It's actually using Dynamo. You will see how we will migrate the database using Dynamo DB storage, and also Amazon Web Service Bedrock. That, as you can see, this is a new feature from Amazon Web Services that you can provide, and you can check, and you can extract, and you can work with the models provided by Amazon Web Services all in one. What that means that you can call to Cloud or to ChatGPT, to an OpenAI, to Perplexity, or to any AI model, but directly from Amazon Web Services Bedrock. All right, and that's cool. You can check a little bit more info right here.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed, Rafa. I thought that would happen, right? Because we have some IDEs like Replit that had some small cloud providers like
Mm.
they work with, and looks like Kiro is tied to the AWS ecosystem, so it offers way
Yeah.
more things to integrate to, not only databases. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a cool and a powerful, I will say, a powerful and helpful tool provided by Amazon. And you will see how it works, but I'm gonna sign into my console and I will show you how it appears. So continue with the architecture of the game. Um, we will let any AI tool, or sorry, any AI model to our to let to interact with our project. But first of all, I will say that your backend or your server, I'm sorry, your backend service should call to the AI model through obviously the authentication with an IAM. What is an IAM? IAM from Amazon Web Services is basically an account. Or it's an account management for your all your permissions in Amazon. So you can add like, hey, I'm gonna create an account organization that can create a database or can create an instance or can create a service and all of that. So the thing I already did is that I already created an organization, and into the organization I already created a user. And with the user, you should log in with the user, and that's it. But I will teach you. I will. I think it's right
it
here.
says it's even use AWS Incognito for handling users on your requirements. So as a user database
Yeah, indeed,
service.
indeed. Okay, no, I think it's right here. I didn't save my account, but I don't know if I remember. It's not here. Mm, 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 mm. No worries. You don't need to know about Amazon Web Services. But this is about Amazon Web Services Bedrock. And Bedrock will use Amazon Nova Canvas just to generate unique images from generated items. And also we'll use Titan Text Embeddings version 2 just to generate vector embeddings of item descriptions. And also we consider architecture map. That is this one. Okay. You can see that there's a game client in browser. We have systems. We can see also the Amazon Cloud front, also the game server, the image server, how is it working, the architecture, if you are interested to see how it works. And also we have the front end game using Vue. It's based in UI elements, server-driven events with WebSocket events from the server feed into the front end. So, okay, let's check it. If we already have our game cloned, we go there and I will open with Kiro. That is right here. Is this one? No. Is Spirits of Kiro. Okay, let's call it Spirits of Kiro. Right here. And there we go. We have our project clone. And let's start with the documentation of Kiro a little bit just to run and just to check how Kiro works. But the first thing I will do is I will open a terminal right here with Kiro. You can do that with command plus J. And I will say git checkout to challenger to challenge, that is a branch they have just to check our just to launch our project. And then we go here and says there's a full documentation about that. And also there we go. We already checked out the files, the architecture, and let's check a little bit of the application security and architecture documentation. So if you're more interested in how it works and how the architecture is with Amazon Web Services and with Bedrock and with front end and backend, you can check more details right here. But what we're interested in is how to launch it. You can download your Docker desktop or Podman. I already have my Podman app right here, and that's it. You just need to download that thing. And you need to open your Amazon Web Services account. You install your Amazon Web Services CLI and authenticate to Amazon Web Services, thing that I already did. And the model access directly from Bedrock, that I already did, but you need to provide the access from these models, that is Amazon Nova Pro, Cloud Sonnet 3.7, and Cloud Sonnet 4. That is the latest version of Cloud AI. And that's it. We can start just copying and pasting these commands. That's it. All required dependencies are satisfied. And we will deploy the cognitive user pool. Okay, I will paste these commands.
Is it creating all those services on your AWS account, or?
Yes, exactly. I wish to show you, but I don't know how. I don't remember my account, because that account is providing directly from the admin access. So I just should need the link for that login. But anyway, I'm gonna build and launch right here with this command. Okay, there we go. We should okay, I should log in to Docker. So I will write Docker login, and I will authenticate with this link. Okay, I will paste the code that provide me in the terminal. I will confirm, and let's wait the response. Okay, login succeed. And okay, I will execute again my command is to build. Okay, it says that. Okay, I will close and open my terminal again. And I will paste this again. Okay, say that unable to copy the service to Docker, invalid password, not unauthorized. Okay, let's go through Kiro, and I will say that, hey, please help me with this command. I have this error. Let's see what Kiro says. You say that, okay, try this resolution, Podman log out from Docker. Okay, and then say Podman compose build. If that doesn't work, try pulling the image directly first. So I will copy this command. And there we go. We are pulling this image. And also Kira provides us some alternatives. And that's it. Okay, let's try again. Compose up. Okay. Here we'll open a container. And that's it. Just let's wait to have our project up and check the project. After we complete this, we're gonna do the same thing, but to write private smart contracts using Kiro. The same way, just writing the specs, just writing what else, like we're gonna use agent hooks, also agent steering, and MCP server, just to look for all the documentation from Cody, from Cody documentation directly from everything that Kiro will find in the web, and will retrieve and will understand the garbled circuits, about all the details of Cody testing and Cody mainnet and everything from them, just to write and provide our best smart contract ever we done. Okay, so let's wait. It's still running. After that, we're gonna see that, and we will bootstrap our database in a second terminal. I will open a second terminal over here, and let's wait. Okay. Okay, Spirit of Kiro Credentials Network failed. Error for demon is already used. Oh, okay. It says that I have something running right there. Let me check. Is okay, let me check if I have something running right here. Source code. Okay, doesn't matter. I will check with this command just to check if something is okay. Nope. So, okay, with help of Kiro, I will solve this error. Okay. It says that the issue is the subnet is already used. This command I will list this one. Remove any conflict. First remove, yeah, I will remove it. True. Okay. And I would run again the command. Nice. Cool. Okay, solve. And then we will bootstrap our database right here. Okay, that's cool. Okay, there we go. And we will check the services. We will try it out. It says okay, that's everything cool. And then we'll go to the game. Okay, we have our Spirit of Kiro game, and I will open my account. Okay. Why? Because okay. Well, first I think we should sign up. So I will say login gmail.com, and any password is okay. I will sign up. Okay. I will log in. Oops.
Yeah, it shouldn't work.
Exactly. Okay, I will try with the other my the account. Okay.
No need to dox.
So we see some instructions about how the game works. The moving, you can use these commands like if you have you ever work sorry if you ever played in a web game, you know these commands, and also you can interact with this E key, with the T key. You can discover some items. Okay, I got it. And that's it. We have our calls running here. We can start to play. Let's try if we pull should give us an item. And also we can explore this playground. It's running. We can attach some items here. Okay, E. And that's it. Okay, but I see like an error, and this is the Kiro game that you need to repair, and you need to fix the bug that why is not like why is not giving any item. And you can start playing with this and you can check it why. If we go to the to our terminal, we can see an issue. You can just try to copy that issue and provide it to Kiro, and Kiro will understand what is happening here, and we will describe for
Check your
you what is.
mistakes. Look what you did.
I was about to say that the game looks really similar to the game called Among Us. I'm not sure if you ever heard of or actually played the game before. Yeah, it's very similar, the interface. So I'm not sure if they use the same pretty much the same type of coding, maybe.
Yeah, it will be great. It will be cool with Cody. Absolutely. Like with NFTs or something like that. With smart contracts or something. But yeah, I remember that Among Us game, that Kobe season game. Okay, it's missing Amazon Web Services credentials, but it's okay. I will check if I can configure here. Yes, I have my secret key and my access key. Okay.
Well, I'm not sure if you run out of credits because all of the things that all those services
Yeah.
are paid services for AWS. So I'm not sure if you are on a free tier and run out of credits.
Exactly. Actually, Amazon Web Services in Bedrock provides you $100 of credits just to start with the AI models. But yeah, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. We are just trying to check how Kiro works, and just trying to play. Also, let me try again the game just to check if the. Okay. Also, actually, you can see like something right here. This is directly provided by Vue, and you can check more details of the project, and this is cool. Honestly, I'm a fan of Next.js framework, but Vue has a huge things, huh? With like this dev tool window or model that can describe you your project of running. And also you can see the roads that we have, these roads, some images, some timeline, and the routers. Also you can see these graphs about the project, what kind of tools he's using, what files he's connecting with which one, and that's it. That's actually cool about from Vue. But okay, that's it. That's everything from the game. And let's start with using Kiro with Cody blockchain. So I will close this one, this, and this. Okay, I will start right here. Let me close. Let me stop. I will delete all my containers. Okay. So yeah, cool. Let's start with how you can use and how you can provide all the info from Cody to Kira IDE. So I uploaded a repository. This is public. As you can see, this is into the file that I shared you in the description of this video. And you can also clone this boilerplate. It's basically a boilerplate using Foundry, and it's configured with Cody testnet network blockchain. Okay, as you can see, you just should add your RCP for Cody testnet, your key that is from your MetaMask or for any wallet you have. For testnet, the same thing for Cody. So I will clone this project in my terminal, and let me check if I have not. Okay, cool. I will clone my the boilerplate, and I will open with Kiro. There you go. Cody private smart contracts. I will expand it. Okay. Cool. And that's it. We have our boilerplate. This is really helpful for any bytecoder that you can or that you wanted to create any smart contract. And you have some examples right here. And I will add an extension for Solidity because this is not doesn't look cool. So I will add this one. And with this, we can see like the format of the smart contract. And also there are some examples right here that I added into the repository. And the thing I want to teach you is about, okay, let's go with the steering. So if we go to the steering, Kiro is generating some steering rules. We will learn a little bit of that. And we'll analyze the repository structure, and we'll create some steering rules. And if you have more, more questions about how Kiro works with steering, you can just check and go through the documentation, right? So if we go with the first agent steering rule, we can go check here, and we'll describe actually what steering says, like just analyze, and we'll study the full source code, and just will provide you a description and yeah, a description in terms of IT or of a product of from the project. So that's cool. And if you can see, just like creating some files, just describing you how is the structure, how is the tech, how's the product, how it works, what kind of look at this, what kind of libraries is using. Like Cody, Cody IO, Cody contract is using this library, and also Forge, that is directly from Foundry boilerplate, that is for testing, if I don't remember. And actually, I love Foundry more than Hardhat because you can write your test with Solidity, and you can also deploy your contracts with Solidity. And there you go. You can also deploy right here, and you can test your own smart contracts, and it's more accurate. And if we go with Kiro, that's basically the agent steering. If we go to agent hooks, it's like basic functions that you can notify when, or that you can customize on functions. For example, I will say optimize my code and say something like provides this example directly from Kiro that say listen to source code files in the repository, and when changes are detected, Analyze the modified code for potential improvements, including code smells, design patterns, and best practices, and generate suggestions from improving code quality while maintaining existing functionality. Focus on reliability, maintainability, and performance optimizations. Okay, that's cool. I will insert this prompt, and I will insert like another prompt that will update my documentation. Even if I want to add a new smart contract, will update my documentation with this configuration or with these new files. And that's basically the hook. So also describes right here what a agent hook means, and you can just check how it works, and that's it. And I insert this one, and that's basically the hook. Is like um, a quick and helpful hand for your code. And okay, we can just wait. And we already went to specs, and then let's go to MCP servers. If we go to MCP servers, we actually won't find anything by default, but I have some configuration because I added as a practice. So, but basically in MCP server, you can configure like an MPC server into Kiro, and you can also look for anything. All right. So if we go to Kiro documentation, MCP, and we go through docs, we go to MCP. You can see that the configuration is in JSON. Just describing the first one with MCP server, the server name with a command to run that MCP server with arguments, but also it depends of what kind of MCP server you will config or you will to add. Okay, so obviously you need to run some instructions right here. So I will just run, for example, this command. If you are in Mac, you can open your terminal with command plus space and write terminal. Okay, and I will run my command. Okay, and then we install Python, this version. That's it. We already installed it. And we can also start to create our configuration for the MCP server. I will not use an Amazon Web Services MCP. So I will use, as you can see, there are a lot of kind of MCP at GitHub MCP server, and some common tools. Also using your if you are in local, you can also run like your MCP in a Docker container.
Yeah, it would be cool if you could use our Smittery OT MCP server JSON configuration.
Yeah, that would be great. But I don't know if I just yesterday I was looking for about that, but I didn't find the command. Maybe you can help me, Percival, in live. Let me copy Web3.
You have on Smittery the JSON file for the MCP server, but I'm not sure if it's the same format that Cody uses.
Got
Let me
it.
give you the link. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
MCP, how appears MCP Cody smart
It's
contract?
on the Smittery. Let me provide you the link
Okay.
here on the chat. I'm not sure if you're able to see our chat here.
No, but if you
Your
can
private chat.
spell the link, it will be great. Oh yeah, I found it. Lobhook. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the thing is, I didn't find like the comments just to initialize it because should appear like something like a pick key or something like that just to start it. But okay, there we go. Is this one? Yeah. Okay, so all right, I will take your word and I will try to run this one. So if we go to, but let me search because look at this remote MCP server. Okay, command.
Yeah, it usually use the JSON version of the configuration of the MCP server. So if you go to
Mhm.
the Smithery, I'm not sure if it's we're seeing the same.
No,
Yeah,
I'm seeing probably yes. Probably yes. Okay, let's check it. We do not lost anything. Okay. Uh,
yeah. It looks like it's looking for something local. It's not running a version. You would need to download the MCP server, not running the instance
yeah,
that it's already running, like in the Smithery.
got you.
Smithery already has one instance running, so uh, maybe something else.
Maybe yeah. Okay.
This probably
Kiro should yeah, Kiro should solve it for us. But okay, I will say that there is an installation guide that probably will help for Kiro. Uh, this is the installation guide for my MCP server. Okay, this start to working with product, structure, tech. Hmm. Okay. Even in the documentation, probably say something else. Yeah, install now. Custom MCP. Let me check this one. Oops.
I've always run the our MCP server from the Smithery, and I never run from the link you're using. So
Yeah,
I'm quite interested to see whether it works or not.
exactly. It's interesting. You check if it works. But we can also structure like right here in the documentation. But it says that we should just install node and then use our arguments. That if we go here, say some arguments right here and a command, but obviously not this command to install it. So I will say, and I will add probably this command. Oh no, because it's already have it.
Yeah, the main complexity it's that gonna try to run the MCP server locally, right, and not use an instance of the MCP server that's already running on the internet. Looks like it's
Yeah,
trying to do everything from scratch, which is more complicated than simply connecting to an
yeah,
existing MCP server. So,
exactly.
so
Yeah,
lots.
indeed.
It brings much more failure points for you.
Yeah, yeah. We can go deeper with David.build.ncp. But okay, yeah, we checked if it works. Apparently, looks like it won't. But okay, continue with this. We can integrate an MCP server for web the easier one that is the web search. Um, um, yeah, the web search server. So I will integrate Brave. Okay, is basically you need to copy and then paste this JSON, and uh, and then you should add your API key right here. You just go to, if you want to get your API key, you just go to Brave API key, and that's it. Just sign up, and you will retrieve your API key. Okay, so I already have in this document. Don't use it because I will delete it later once we end the live stream. But just basically you just need to copy and paste right here your, I don't want to see this one, your API key. Okay, and I will just try to connect
Mhm.
it.
Can you quickly explain what this Brave API does?
Sorry, say it again.
Can you quickly explain what does Brave does? Brave API.
Oh, yeah, of course. So Brave is as basically a browser, a private browser,
Okay.
super famous in Web3 ecosystem. So
Ah.
you can also have your MetaMask integrated in that browser, and also is focused on the privacy, and also a
Okay.
lot of in Web3. So it's
Yeah.
basically that Brave. That, but you can do the same thing with Chrome or with Safari or Firefox or Opera or whatever browser you love
Uh.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm using Brave as my default browser. But mainly just because I don't get ads from like pretty much every website.
Yeah, that's the main thing of Brave. Like, you don't see ads in YouTube or something like that. That is cool. I
Yeah.
forget about that. It's so cool.
Like it's not just YouTube. It's like even if you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, even if you scroll on TikTok, you don't see the sponsored ads in on TikTok if you use Brave.
Exactly, and that's so cool. That's so cool from Brave, and
Yeah.
yeah, I also love it, Brave.
Yeah.
Okay, uh, I already have my MCP server added right here, but probably I will paste it here in the workspace configuration. Um, okay, with this one, we can just start to create just to create a smart contract. Just let's wait about this MCP server that probably has something to fix. But anyway, I will create a spec like please create a private ERC 20 and easy task, easy spec. Okay, and I will create an agent that says listen to the source file, check if AI agent is using MPC core library. That is the library that has the garbled circuit structs provided by Cody documentation and framework. The MCP and framework library from Cody. Okay, but looks like it's still creating something. Is this one? I will accept it. That's it. I will cancel it and then start to create this one. Yeah, looks like if I have three tasks running at the same time with Kiro, we'll stop task by task. So that's why it's not executing my last order that is create a private ERC20. Okay, so we'll start creating we'll start creating the requirements, and as you can see, this is the calculator analyzer that I would love to add it. Well, that actually is added in my workspace. And what else? We'll create my. Okay, there's a curious thing right here. Also, Kiro can add more of one spec, one or of more of one agent hooks and a lot of agent steering, so you can have a lot of specs and a lot of agent hooks and MCP servers or whatever, just to provide a better context and better quality of info, just to provide you a better output. Okay, so just let's try to see our private RC20. Also, we can see the changes right here. in Git, nothing important at the moment. And we'll start. Look at this also is checking these kind of files that say, hey, please just check any file that ends in .sol, .sol, any kind of .sol file, that is the Solidity file of any kind of smart contract file, inside the source main folder and also inside its test folder. So it will check any file with this format, which is so interesting because we'll look for through all the code. And okay, let's see that. So we'll create an interface that is a good practice just to check why is a best practice, is a good practice to add an interface for your own smart contract, because you are defining the events, the errors, and the functions, but the functions always should be external. Even if you want, if I don't remember, Percival will help me with this, but even if you want to make a private function, but it's a good practice just to create an interface for any private you want to create. And all right, just let's finish this task. As you can see here, we will start all the tasks for here. And okay, I will accept all. And that's it.
It has a well-structured plan. I hope it's able to accomplish it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, indeed. Let's see if it works. We will start to create the interfaces. I'm curious because I want to see if it actually will add it into this folder, into contracts folder. Should do that, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I think it will. Huh.
The piggy bank.
The piggy bank. It's an example I made like months ago.
So it's reading your examples.
It created an interfaces into the folder interfaces. That's a good practice and a good way to do that. Look at this. Cool. Or what do you think, Percival, about this quality of code?
There's already an interface for iPrivate ERC20. I hope it's great, something that's compatible with the private ERC20 contract, so standard one. But let's see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, probably because it has read the Kodi GitHub and probably take that example. Say, yeah, that's fair. It's a good point. But look, add a to do comment. So it's our task. Just no, it's added for the task 6.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's not implementing the private ERC20. It's just getting everything that's in the interface and giving you the task to do it.
Exactly.
Because it's extending the interface, right? It's not importing the existing private ERC20 contract we have on Kodi, right? So it created that crazy interface, and it's instead of extending the standard ERC20 token contract we already have on Kodi, he's trying to reinvent the private ERC20 token, but it's not doing anything. It's delegating that task to you.
yeah, exactly. But the cool thing is like is adding the interface of a code of a condom board. That means that what kind of, or if an account has been onboarded, just try to use it into the smart contract just to check and yeah, to use it through all the functions. But that's cool. That's basically everything from Kiro. As you can see, it works. It works everything, and you can start to play, and you can start to create some any projects with Kiro that works so good with these cute interfaces, and just providing the obviously the MCP servers or the agent hooks or your own specs and your own steerings, and you can also start to create a I honestly and personal, I think, yeah, I would recommend Kira if you want to create like a huge apps because it displayed all the info, all the context as a good prompt engineering stuff, and just to retrieve the better output you want to receive it. So, have you? I don't know if you want to say any words, guys, before we end.
I'm happy that it provides also you Claude Sonnet 4 access, probably more tokens that Cursor or the
Yeah,
Windsurf or Free Tire. I don't know what's the limit you have there.
good point.
It's the only option you have, right? Is to use
Yeah,
Cloud Sonnet, but
Cloud
probably
Sonnet.
yeah, but probably offers you a lot of tokens. I don't know. It's if someone wants to use Cloud Sonnet, you can use for free on Kiro without the limits you have on other tools. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how many tokens can handle it, but indeed. So, okay, that's everything from this live stream. I hope you learn a lot of Kiro, how to use Kiro for your own projects. And if you like, just please drop us a like and subscribe. And thank you so much. Stay cutty.